Hey everybody, this is Bryan Knowlton with HowToEarnMoney.TV. It doesn't matter if you've never made a dime online before. Through my step-by-step video tutorials and interviews with industry experts, I'm going to show you how you can make money online. Hey everyone, I'm here today with Zach King. He's Final Cut King on YouTube, creating amazing videos that I'm going to share with you today. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Excellent. Well, you know, I was really amazed by your channel. You have super crazy high production values. And, I mean, I was just completely blown away that, you know, the type of content that you're producing, and you're also doing a fair amount of teaching online. So I thought it'd be a great interview. I'd love to hear your story and just find out how you're doing this. You know, you must not be just doing this all for fun and games, even though it looks like you're having a blast. But I would love to know how you're monetizing this, what you're doing in terms of marketing and make money online.
Sure.
You know, that's what this is all about.
Great.
So, how did you get started?
I got started when I was about 18 years old at Biola University, where I was going to school, and I was a freshman there, and that's when I started the YouTube channel. I had originally was kind of looking for a way just to teach people Final Cut Pro. I had been online and I looked for tutorials myself and I didn't find any, so I kind of wanted to fill that niche. I was like, okay, that'd be cool, you know, to record some high quality stuff that was out there was really scattered, and YouTube hadn't really been established like as a tutorial place yet. So started posting my Final Cut tutorials there and teaching people how to edit, and from there it kind of just grew. I think I grew to about 25,000 subscribers for Final Cut specifically within that niche. And but people began to ask me to post my video work, and I was in film school at the time, and they wanted to see the actual videos I was making. So about 2 years ago now, I started posting those videos online, and people started really liking it because it hit a general audience, a broader audience for entertainment. And so once that got going, it grew a lot faster, and now it's kind of switched. So I post tutorials on my website and keep the YouTube channel now just for entertainment and more, broad audience stuff.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was wondering, because I noticed maybe in the past year there's been a lot less teaching. You have a question and answer session, which the last one was hilarious. I'm going to have to squeeze that one in here, where you're doing it with water being sprayed on your face.
Yeah.
That was great. I noticed that in the past year that a lot of the teaching, I didn't see it as much. And so I was wondering how you're doing that. And so do you get a lot of traffic from your videos, the entertainment videos, going over to your website? Yeah.
A good amount of people are curious about like who I am or what I'm doing. And as far as like filmmaking, a lot of filmmakers follow my channel since I'm dabbling in visual effects and computer graphics. So people are curious, and the site does get a lot of traffic from those videos, and we notice when I post, the site will double or triple the traffic for that week. But in general, the people that are purchasing and making the sales are from the tutorials, and we track that through links in the description of those videos. So I run a second channel called FinalCutKing, and that's where we post all the tutorials, usually about one a week or more, and we hit a lot of different software now, more than just Final Cut. So that's the bulk of the traffic that we're kind of directing to the site, because we know those are targeted audience of people that would purchase the training.
Okay, so wow, I missed a huge part of your website because I was looking at the past videos and I saw Final Cut Queen pop up in some related channels and stuff like that, but I never took the time to really look at that. So that is how, I mean, in addition to the money that you make off of ads with the YouTube affiliate program, you're making money off of, you're creating courses?
Courses, yeah, and that's the bulk of how I can support myself is through the downloads, and we also offer streaming for that training as well. So we don't try to push people. We try to give a lot of free content so that people, a lot of people actually email us and say, hey, we just kind of wanted to buy this to support you. Like, we wanted to learn too, but we love all the free content that you give. And that's something over the years. That's how I started, is for a whole year before I sold anything, I just created a lot of free content. a big part of what I do is listening to the audience, and I'll Facebook message in the group and say, hey, what do you guys want to see this week in Final Cut 10? And they'll list ideas for tutorials, and I'll go with the most popular one or the most popular two ideas, so that I'm actually listening to the audience and seeing what they want.
Have you always been a natural teacher?
It took some time to learn how to teach and to screen record my screen and talk. It was awkward at first, but over the last 4 or 5 years, I've definitely gotten more comfortable with it. And I love teaching, though. It's definitely a passion. I love getting the emails saying, like, I've learned so much from you. You got me through film school, and
wow.
So that's encouraging to get those emails.
Yeah, that's super rewarding, I'd imagine. So when you initially got into it, were you considering turning it into a business at some point? Or
yeah, I think from the beginning I knew it could be a business because I'd seen other people monetize their content like that after giving free content. I knew it was all about giving free content in the beginning. But even if it didn't go anywhere, it'd be fun just to give back to the community. But I think I knew that it could be a business that I could keep doing for a while.
Wow. So you create the videos for entertainment value now, and those seem like you're getting them to go viral almost instantly. I mean, do you focus on current events or current? I saw some software and games, things like that, where you kind of relate to. What's your marketing strategy for your video production?
For the videos, I'll give you a rundown on how we do our videos. It's usually just me and another guy, and if anyone's in the videos, we'll grab our friends, and we'll just shoot after school. I just graduated, so we don't have to do the schedule anymore, but when we were in school, we'd shoot after our classes in the afternoon around 4 or 5, shoot for 2 hours, and then we'd immediately go to post-production, which is the editing, the visual effects, the sound, and we'd do that overnight and then post it around 8 a.m., so we just do a little all-nighter.
Wow.
And get them. So most of our videos were done in that schedule, and we still do the all-nighter part of our editing to get them out, just because we need it. You can't spend too much time doing them to an extent, so we try to get them out pretty quick.
Wow.
And after that, I mean, what we're doing when we're planning the videos is sometimes focusing on current events. A lot of them have been around, like the iPad or the iPhones coming out. We'll do kind of a spoof or some cool thing about that. So the traffic for the iPhone when they come out every time is huge. So we'll jump on some of those waves. But a lot of times we just go off cool ideas that we think would be fun. Maybe they're not current events. But the biggest way we find traffic to our videos is actually through blogs. So if we can get it on 3 big blogs like Mashable or Huffington Post, usually that kind of guarantees us like millions of views for those videos because people those are just highly shared websites or content on those sites. So we always try to target some big blogs, and also when we don't just email everyone all the blogs out there. If it's about a Jedi kitten, we'll email Star Wars fan pages and then kitten lover fan pages, so that it's really targeted to those people. Okay.
So how do you market? How do you target like a place like Huffington Post or the larger networks?
Yeah, by now a lot of them have picked up our content over the years, and we've just built relationships with like specific bloggers, and instead of trying to target the entire, they have like usually a tips email section on those websites. Instead of going there, you kind of want to build relationships with the specific bloggers that are writing there, because every blogger has a deadline by 3 p.m. to get content out, or twice a day, whatever theirs is. So you're kind of helping them out by emailing them and saying, hey, I saw you write this kind of article related to this kind of video I just posted, thought it'd be fun for your audience. And we do a lot of research on the people that we're emailing so we can be specific and not seem like spammy when we're reaching out to them. And over time you can build relationships with them, and they'll be like, hey, just send us a new video when you think it fits and we'll post it. And
wow.
So spending time and developing those relationships we found is really important.
Yeah. And it's just you and a business partner?
Yeah, we're not business partners, but we're just friends from film school. Me and Aaron, he also runs his own channel on the side where he teaches After Effects tutorials. So that's his business model over there.
Wow.
To keep him going. But yeah, we work together, and then we bring in some other friends that are film majors if they want to help us shoot or do anything.
Wow, that's awesome. And how many products right now are you selling? Is it primarily through the tutorials or lessons that you make money, and then the YouTube affiliate program?
Yeah. So the I mean, in terms of income, most of mine comes from tutorials and creating the products. I think I have about 16 or 17 tutorial series now. I think I've literally recorded thousands of the tutorial videos now that are in the training courses. But that's over 5 years, and then YouTube is a supplement to that as well. And we kind of use that as a way to get more traffic to and buzz about the videos. And what we try to do is funnel the YouTube people and get those views to go over to the second channel to see if they're interested in actually learning, from the free content, and then from there use that as a funnel to the training courses and the website. So we know the main audience of our main channel isn't going to convert usually to the website.
Yeah. Okay. And on your the Final Cut King YouTube channel, you have like 70 million views on those videos or more, right?
Yeah.
And how many? Let's see. You have 291,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
I mean, that's amazing that you can build up that type of audience in only a little over 2 years, 3 years.
Right.
And what's your the other channel, the Final Cut Queen? Since those are really your primary customers, how many subscribers do you have in there?
I think over there we have about 40,000 subscribers and a couple million views on those videos. And what we're trying to do is, once we bring them back to the website, we somehow get them on our emailing list. So whether that's giving them free, like really quality free content, we give a lot of, we've built sound effect packs, so stuff that's related to filmmaking, motion graphic packs. And if they opt into that content, they can get on our emailing list. And that's kind of how when we have a new product or whenever we're doing something cool, we'll just email them and say, hey, here's a project we're working on, not necessarily selling them anything, but just keeping in contact with them. Because we found our email list is actually the most important thing that we actually have.
I see. So the email list is your primary revenue source?
Right. Even though social media and all those numbers look big too, and YouTube subscribers looks big, it's I've found about that email list is the most important thing that we run.
Okay. What system do you use?
We're on MailChimp.
Okay. And do you have like a sequence already built out to where if someone subscribes, that they get a series of emails?
Yeah, depending on what they opt into, we have a lot of different variations. So there's like, Final Cut people, there's motion people, there's sound effects people, and all those have their own, sequences that play out over time.
Wow. I mean, I love this type of story because it's something that you really love doing. You're really passionate about creating video, and it looks like you have a blast. I mean,
yeah, we're having fun.
I've spent so many hours watching your videos. And what's your favorite current video on your channel?
One of the ones that we did recently was called RC Action Chase, with these RC cars going through a cardboard city I had built, and that was a lot of fun because we don't get big budgets to shoot with real cars, and we can blow up a city, but we got to do it with this little mini city. Wow,
oh, awesome! But I haven't seen this one yet. I'm going to play it really quick for the viewers,
yeah,
and then I'm going to have some questions for you once
we
finish that up. Let's see. I really like that Draw My Life one. That was pretty amazing. And the real life speedster bike, I mean, your quality of your recordings is just amazing. I mean, it just blows me away. And I could totally see how you could just really kill it with the monetizing this.
Sound speed.
Sound speeding.
And action.
Wow, that was really cool. That had a surprise ending and everything.
Yeah, we have fun making our videos and coming up with random ideas. A lot of them are just talking to friends, and they'll be like, "Hey, what if you had like a small mini city of cardboard?" And we're like, "Yeah, let's do that."
Yeah. So. Wow, that looks like you put a lot of work into it. Typically, not counting the sets and everything like that, like you did in this one, but for a typical 1 or 2 minute video, or how long are your videos, or do you have?
Yeah, usually they're about 2 minutes to 3 minutes, and that's kind of 3 to 4 is getting long, so we don't hit that for YouTube. But yeah, generally we do all our videos in less than 24 hours from planning to posting.
Wow.
You kind of like just get them out right in one big swoosh.
Wow, that's amazing. And so when you were in film school, what was your plan, or what is your plan? You just got out of film school. You're a really young guy, but I imagine this is almost like a full-time career right now.
Yeah, right now it's full-time. I'm living in a house down the street from my school. I still work with a lot of students there every day. So collaboration is, we found, really important. A lot of people want to help us on our videos, and so we've started to just accept that help. And if they want to do something small in the film, we'd love to work with them. So I'm still right next to the school and just doing this full time.
Wow, that's awesome. And what's your plans for the future?
Future, I really want to direct feature films. Action blockbuster movies would be awesome. But with online video coming out over the last couple of years and becoming, gaining a lot of traction, I've seen it's really important to build an audience. That's even proved itself over an email list or having a social media following. Any of that I think is really important. So right now I'm just trying to kind of build my own brand on YouTube and online with online video, not necessarily taking the route of working on a film set for 10 years and then maybe getting a chance to pitch to an executive in Hollywood, but actually kind of building an audience for myself. I think that's important leverage to have in a meeting someday down the road,
Yeah, definitely. Well, I'm stoked because I know I'm speaking to a top-hitting director in the future. So
thanks. I'm honored.
I just am completely blown away by the different videos, and I urge all my viewers to go to YouTube and check out your channel, FinalCutKing, and you'll be entertained for hours. And if you know anyone that really likes cat videos, there's a ton of really hilarious cat videos in there as well.
Yeah.
That's a huge phenomenon in itself. When you target those types of videos, do you see the ad revenue from the YouTube affiliate network? Can you tell by videos which ones produce better in terms of the click-throughs that they pay you with?
So they have a pretty good statistics on the back end of YouTube, and so you can tell if you look into it. It takes a lot of time to go back there and kind of study that, and I do love looking at the numbers and kind of seeing like what can be tweaked. But generally, it's kind of all across the board. I think it averages out because even though you think it is a cat video, maybe the week I posted it, there's not many catnip advertisement buys happening. So they'll put, something kind of unrelated. So if it is related and it can be matched, which YouTube does try to do a good job on, putting catnip with that Jedi Kittens brand or whatever cat-related product, then we do see it pays more. But we don't have much control over that unless we're signed with a network which deals with the ads.
I see. And do you believe the YouTube payment structure is fair?
Yeah, I think it really is fair because they built out a great platform and they have an audience. If I was posting this on my website, it'd be maybe somewhat viral, but YouTube is what gives it the viral aspect, and they do a really good job with their algorithms, making it related videos to similar stuff. So I think their revenue is very fair.
Yeah, I would imagine that's a great situation. The amazing amounts of traffic that you can get through YouTube. That's why, I have my channels on, my videos up on YouTube. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to get more into the marketing aspects of it because it is difficult in some situations to rank unless you already have that following or that you're able to identify those areas that you want to target.
Right.
And within the niche that you're targeting, that's a great platform. I mean, other than TV, which I think that you should get on there immediately.
Yeah.
I mean, these videos are so awesome. Would you consider someone starting out, would you consider them trying to focus on creating viral videos versus creating a like a product or a course? Because with you,
Yeah.
I think that your viral videos are amazing. I don't know how many people could create videos like that. But the courses I see as more of like a long-term strategy.
Yeah. It's a win-win. It's a balance of both, because the viral videos do help the courses, right? But the courses on their own, I mean, they could probably sustain, but with the amount of traffic I'm getting from the main videos and then kind of leading over saying, hey, this is how I made the video, it helps a lot. So I think I'd rather almost tell people to build an audience first and then also give back to the audience in a way that can actually relate. So if you know, for me, it's filmmakers that I'm targeting and people that want to make these videos. So I have tutorials that supplement that go kind of hand in hand with cool videos and then how to make those. You know, but I think it could work with anything. People always want free content and tutorials. So if you're talking about growing a raspberry farm, I think you should have videos on tips, you know, what to do in the winter, what grows the best raspberries, and all those tips. And then, you know, giving back to that community and that niche and really focusing on that niche, I think is what has made us successful, and that other people I've seen do that. If you just target a small audience, it can be more powerful and more quality leads. Yeah.
And do you do additional marketing outside of the video productions and the blogging? Do you do any type of paid advertisement?
The only thing we've really played around with, not for like 4 years we didn't, and then I started playing around with the Facebook ads because a lot of our audience was on there. We wanted to target them a little further, and Facebook is really, you know, super specific, and so is Google AdSense or AdWords. But so we're just starting to play around with that and put budgets into that. But for the most part, no, it's all been organic traffic.
Have you taken marketing courses in the past, or have you just been always into marketing?
I've always been in just, you know, watching my dad. He runs a business online as well, so I got into just watching what he was doing, and I went to different conferences like StomperNet had put on these marketing conferences with Jeff Walker. Went through a couple of his courses.
Oh wow!
But yeah, other than that, just reading everything online.
Wow, that's great. Okay, so for people that, like, most of my audience are really beginners, and I really try to talk to them about using video because it's so powerful. I would imagine people looking for your content, if they type in anything about Final Cut, like a Final Cut tutorial or a specific technique in Final Cut, into Google, that your videos probably pop up.
Yeah.
What type of suggestions would you give to a beginner looking to either take their online business to the next level using video? Is there any tips that you could get that would help them shorten the learning time?
Yeah, definitely. I would say if you don't have your videos on YouTube, you should try to get them up there. That's the best place for traffic, natural traffic, to happen. And really spend some time when you create, you know, first of all, create a quality video. If it's a tutorial, 1 minute, 2 minutes, doesn't matter how long, just make it really good. The more content that's quality that you give helps a lot. Figure out a way to brand it. So one thing, even with the name Final Cut King, what we did is, that's my last name is King, and, you know, Final Cut. So it's kind of a play on words, but people can remember that a lot easier than just like Final Cut Pro tutorials free or something. But if you do some cool branding and something people can remember, even if it's a little crazier, you know, you're getting in their mind more. And so create a quality video. And then one thing I spend a lot of time on is tagging my videos. So YouTube gives you the ability to write related content to it. So for Jedi Kittens, you know, I'd write cute or kittens or funny so that it shows up to other videos that are related. Because that's actually the biggest source of traffic that we get, is through related videos. Most YouTube videos are clicked on because they're on the sidebar. Okay. And so that's what we really focus on, tagging and then writing a good description and title. And, the more time you actually spend on that, it actually really does help and it pays off.
What about optimizing your channel? Do you need to optimize your channel in any specific way?
No, we don't. There's not much to optimize in the channel other than having just a little description. I think you can also tag your channel, and having some links that point somewhere is also good. So having a good banner, YouTube gives you a pretty big banner space at the top, and you can put your social networks there and your website or subscribe button. And if you create the banner to in Photoshop, to point at those things to make a kind of an extra call out up at the top, you get a lot more clicks. So in the banner will say like, check out my Facebook page, or click the website and come say hi. Yeah. And that gets a lot more clicks of people looking at that. Okay.
Yeah, that's some really good tips. And with the keywords, when you're targeting keyword in your videos, you're going to want to have that, if possible, do you put that in your title and then in your description and then in the keywords? Is that how you get the related ones?
We try to get them in all three. And actually, Google rewards you too now if my YouTube channel is run off, let's say, FinalCutKing at Gmail, that Google Gmail account on my website, if that's linked with my contact page information on the website, they'll give you an little author icon when you come up in search results if you wrote an article on your website. If you post the videos in there, somehow it gives you a higher probability of showing up in the Google feed just for that video. If it links that you're the same author, somehow it knows.
So it's the authorship markup that Google recently announced, and you could do a search on that. I think there might be a post. You could search my website about the author rank from Google. Yeah. But I didn't know that also affects your rankings in YouTube.
Yeah, it'll help the videos.
Wow, that's great. That's awesome. Well, thanks, man, for spending time with us today. And I really urge everyone to check out your channels, Final Cut King and Final Cut Queen. And thanks again. And I know you're going to be a huge hit. Your videos are out of control, man.
Thanks, Brian. Thanks for having me.
All right. Thanks again. You take care.
Bye.
Well, I hope you really enjoyed that episode. I've been receiving a lot of really good comments and questions off of my website about how to earn money. So what I'd like you to do, if you're interested, is send me an email. Any questions, comments, and I will be answering any type of questions and answering the comments in my upcoming shows. So just visit the website here, submit your information, and I'm going to be answering those for you. Another great thing is a lot of people have been going into iTunes and rating my show in there. I'm not sure if you're watching it on iTunes or YouTube or Roku, but in iTunes, you just log in, give me a 5-star rating, or is it 5-star or is it 3? I'm not sure. Find out. Just go there and rate my show and put in a comment there. That really helps me out get more exposure and able to bring more shows to you. Same thing with Roku. Just go to the title screen for the show, rate me in there, and that just brings in more viewers. So I really appreciate that. Really helps me out a lot. And if you're looking for that WordPress hosting, want to get a WordPress website up instantly, go to mybluehosting.com, send me the information if you'd like, and I'll install your WordPress blog for you. So thanks again for spending your time with me, and until next time, just do it.